Congressional leaders are calling on Major League Baseball to take action now after a player video was used to congratulate a fan who wagered money with FanDuel. In July, the Philadelphia Inquirer reported that a fan waged $18.5 million with the betting company and was rewarded with a personalized video from Phillies star Bryce Harper. Harper has shared a screenshot of the request on Cameo, an app that allows users to pay celebrities to record custom videos. FanDuel got the video through a partnership with Cameo.
All right, joining us now, our chief analyst, Khalif Rhodes. One of the things that Congress is asking the MLB to do is saying, hey, you're preying on these people because of their love for these players. Khalif, what do you think? Because it didn't break any laws the way it is, and Harper also says he had no idea what the video was going to be used for. But what's the legal stance on it?
You're all over it. It didn't break any laws, so that's the first place I'd start. It's not criminal. They're asking them to change some of these rules that allow these things to take place. Because actually, as they talk about it in the letter, what they currently do is within the guidelines for the MLB already. And so within the Major League Baseball and the Major League Baseball Players Association, they're allowed to do exactly what occurred here within their guidelines. They can go out and contract. They just can't endorse the gambling aspect of it. And so what this it's a partnership, I would say, that didn't go wrong, but this was multiple layers of partnership which kept Bryce Harper so far disconnected from what was happening. He just thought it was a normal Cameo request. He didn't recognize that, okay, this request is now part of a partnership with a betting franchise that's now going to send it as a reward for placing bets. So I think there were multiple layers on top of it that obviously shields him from any type of criminality, right? But I think that I can see why the Congress members are asking for some type of things to be put in place. I just don't know what that could look like. I mean, how do you stop someone from engaging in what they have an obligation I should do, because you want to promote the sport,
right?
You want to promote fan engagement,
right?
So you're asking these players to do these types of things, while at the same time say, well, make sure and check, well, who is it going to? Who's the end user? I think that's going to be hard for them to be able to micromanage.
Once this is figured out, the wording or the direction here from Congress, do you see this also the same scrutiny coming to the NBA, to the NFL, all the other major sports leagues? I
mean, it seems like Congress right now and all politicians are extremely invested in trying to manage sports, right? You have NCAA with NIL. You have like with in terms of endorsements, with how much eligibility years they have, with President Trump talking about wanting to try to manage that. So there are a lot of mergers between sports and politics. I just don't know what authority they will be able to use. Again, it's not criminal, and so all of this is just guidance. We're asking you to do this. There's maybe potential oversight. If it's passing interstate commerce, potentially they can have guidance and more than guidance and more control. But outside of that, you normally allow these organizations to control and self-police themselves. And so this is something where you would say, what rules have you put in place? Again, more pushing them to go in the direction that I want than forcing them to go in that direction.
What's the likelihood that something you think does go through Congress?
I mean, I just don't know if it would have any.
Not a top priority.
I don't think. I mean, we have a lot of other things that could go, but it's just, I don't even know where you could start. It's just go back to Julian's point. No criminal act was committed, right? And so you are actually putting out a fire when there is no fire. And then there was no harm. It didn't encourage this individual to bet, and it didn't encourage the player to participate in some illegal gaming or gambling activity. And so what is the end goal? What are you trying to get rid of? I think is, even if Congress acted, what would they be attempting to stop? That hasn't been answered, so it's hard to say if it will get pushed through.
Khalif, real quick, if they were to make a judgment that says this is inappropriate, would they also have to say things like rewards from casinos? If you lose $1 million, where they comp you hotel rooms and cruises, would that fall in the same vein?
I think it would be, and the problem was that casinos don't want folks to get involved with that, because you want those people coming there and continue to game and participate. And so I think it's a slippery slope that none of the industries actually want to be involved with. They'll participate, they as in the DraftKings and FanDuels and Cameo, to ensure that they are compliant with whatever rules are within place. But adding an additional layer to a person, a player, that stops them from participating in this, you don't want that. You want more engagement, not less.
All right, Khalif, thank you.
Queen City News Plus. Just search Queen City News on your smart TV's app store.